So now you know that laughter can relieve stress, but did you know that crying can share the same effects as well? On this episode of Tuesday Tips, we'll be teaching you about embracing your emotions through crying. So why do we feel relieved after we cry? Well, biologically speaking, our reflex tears and our emotional tears are completely different. Reflex tears are 98% water, whereas emotional tears contain water and stress hormones, which are then excreted out of the body when you cry. By crying, our body attempts to get to a regular level of functioning, which is why it feels very cathartic. Our heart rate and our breathing decrease, so we enter into a much calmer biological and emotional state. And just like with laughter, sometimes it's actually better to cry with a friend. Studies have shown that if you cry with a friend with whom you're close to, that you'll actually improve your mood more than if you were to cry by yourself or with a group of strangers. It really helps deepen that relationship and trust with that person. So crying can be physically exhausting, but to get the most relief out of a cry, it's best to have a short, strong burst of tears, just so you can actually get all of that emotion out at once. You don't want to draw it out too long or you'll just get tired, but you don't want to hold it in or else you won't get that same relief. And tears are nothing to be ashamed about. When you're crying, it gives yourself an opportunity to tease apart the problem so you can figure out what made you cry in the first place. In fact, the best cries are when you're able to have a mental change and a new understanding about what made you cry in the first place. We all go through rough times, and sometimes it feels as though we've been trained to think that crying and being sad are weak emotions, when in fact it's quite the opposite. So the next time life's got you down, just let it all out and cry to a friend. Because you might actually be surprised that you can feel a whole lot better once you learn how to embrace your emotions. And that concludes this week's episode of Tuesday Tips. If you haven't seen part 1 of Embracing Your Emotions, make sure you check that out, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Doctors to You. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.